Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 3 of the great comeback albums of all time. This is the daily show we're doing each and every day here in the month of April 2024. We're looking back on those albums. We got 30 days in the month. We picked out our 30 favorite and greatest comeback albums of all time. This is where a band comes back from some kind of diversity or comes back from lengthy periods of inactivity, right? Comes back with a stellar album. Maybe a member dies. Maybe they have to replace a very big member in the band, right? And they come back and knock it out of the park. Maybe they released a really horrible album that didn't sell. The critics hated, the fans hated, and they came back better than ever with their next one, knocked it out of the park, right? So that sort of thing. It's like comebacks, coming back from something that made for some really good music, right? So today, I almost didn't include this one, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, this is a really good comeback because I think this album brought this guy and his band back in the limelight for the first time in a really, really long time. Probably, God, 30, maybe not 30 years, but maybe a good 25 years at least. Showed that he could rock again because his previous album was a pretty big hit too, but that was more in the kind of usual style of things that he had been doing, and this had more of a solo album, whereas this, he brought his band back together again and they completely knocked it out of the park. This album was released on September 10th, 1990, recorded at Plywood Digital in Woodside, California, produced by David Briggs and the man himself for Reprise Records. I'm talking about Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Ragged Glory. So the reason why I almost didn't include this in this month is because, Freedom was a pretty big album for him. It was a gold album, I think made it to number 35 or something on the Billboard charts, charted all around the world, but his typical kind of like country rock, heartland rock type of thing. But when this album came out, he assembled Crazy Horse back together for the first time in a long time. And really, probably since the Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere album, the first time we really got to hear Neil and Crazy Horse doing that kind of like heavy, grungy, grimy, garage rock thing that they do so well with the big long jams and the feedback and the fuzzy guitars and everything that Crazy Horse and Neil Young do so well when they get together. You had Zuma and you had a few other albums during the 70s, but really since the early, like I said, it was a long time. However, whatever the years are, I'm like stumbling on my on the years and stuff like that. It's been a long time since Neil and Crazy Horse really were a thing. And I think what is so great about this album, not only is it the return for this actual band, but this album was so important in influencing so much of the grunge scene that was just starting to happen at the time as well. So I think the influence here is just undeniable, and all of a sudden everybody was talking about Neil Young again, Neil and Crazy Horse, Neil the rocker is back, right? Because everybody loves the kind of the folk Neil and the country Neil and that sort of thing, but when Neil Young does this sort of stuff, people really take notice, and all the young rockers at the time, all of a sudden Neil became like the godfather of grunge, right? So, just such an important album, and such a great comeback for him. Neil the rocker is back once again. So, of course, on this album is Neil Young, guitar and vocals, Crazy Horse featuring Frank Sampedro, otherwise known as Poncho, on guitars and vocals, Billy Talbot, bass guitar vocals, and Ralph Molina, drums and vocals. So what do we have on this barn burner of an album? We got kicking off with the lengthy Country Home, right? Again, what's so great about Crazy Horse is they can do these kind of like country rock tunes, but amplified up a whole bunch of notches with fuzz and feedback and screaming lead guitars, right? It just sounds like, I don't know, like they're playing in a barn, amps up to 11, right? White Line, fucking up is so gnarly, right? Over and over. You got Love to Burn, right? Another great track with loads of guitar solos, 10 minutes long. You got, again, Farmer John, another song that's just this kind of just grimy, grungy, heavy country rock type of thing that Neil and Crazy Horse do so well. The Great Mansion on the Hill is up next. Terrific song. one of the best songs on the album. Days It Used to Be, Love and Only Love, another of the big rambling 10-minute plus jams. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And then Mother Earth, Natural Anthem to finish off the album. Loads of sweat and feedback and just Les Paul into a Marshall crunch, right? I mean, that's what this whole album is all about. And you got Neil's kind of nasally vocals on top of it all. It's just an angry, just raw album that I think at the time just made such an impact. And yeah, who cares? Did it sell millions of copies? No. But it made Neil Young and Crazy Horse all of a sudden kind of like the it band again, right after so many years. And I think that's the cool thing. So yeah, for me, a great comeback album. I remember I was listening to this a lot back in the day. And I still dig it today. Ragged Glory from Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Let us know what you think of this comeback album down in the comments below. And list your pick for today, day number 3. And we'll see you tomorrow for number 4. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. Thank you in advance for all your support there. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. What do you got coming up this week? Well, of course, today is new album review day here on the channel. It's What's Up with Sea of Tranquility Day. Lots of reviews coming at you today. Tomorrow, we got The Monsters Den. Friday's a big day, man. We got Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff. We got the Professor's Picks with Ken Golden. And then we got 4 Fusion Friday in the evening. So you got morning, afternoon, evening, all sorts of stuff happening on Friday. It's a big day here this week. Saturday's the UK Connection. We're going to do our favorite and least favorite albums from Blackfoot. And then on Sunday, we've got Grant Arthur and I will be ranking the albums of the U.S. American kind of soft rock, folk rock, occasional hard rock band Bread. Did Pete just say hard rock in the same sentence as Bread? Yeah, believe it or not, on most of their albums, they generally have a hard rock song or two, at least, right? But interesting band, for those of you who like some of the softer rock stuff. We occasionally, on Ranking the Albums, like to dive into bands like that. We've got another one coming in a month or so, but in between all sorts of other things, right? It's weird how to go from thrash and progressive metal to soft rock to prog to fusion. Just the Ranking the Album shows are lots of fun because we can kind of dive into all sorts of different styles and things like that, and you may get something completely different from week to week, right? So anyway, yeah, Bread's coming up this week, and then, of course, we kick off the work week on Tuesday with the Hudson Valley Squares, an awesome album study episode that you do not want to miss. It's Yes's Tales from Topographic Ocean. Sure to be a controversial episode, so that's coming up on Tuesday. So till then, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you tomorrow morning for another comeback album. Have a good one. Bye-bye.